I'm so happy to be back in Ecuador with these amazing women, my sisters, who understand so deeply what life is about, what Mother Earth is about, what the rights of nature are about, and what is at stake if we carry on the path that has caused devastation all over the planet. Devastation like the devastation of Chevron. But the devastation of Chevron is not just about ecosystems. It's about the damage to the communities and the people. Worst, Chevron would now, after having lost the case against the indigenous communities, try to turn their clout and their power against the government of Ecuador. This is an example of an investor-state suit which the future free trade treaties seek. Corporations cannot have rights that are higher than the rights of the earth. They cannot have higher rights than local communities on whose rights democracy is based. And the reason I have kept coming back to Ecuador is because it is a society and a culture which, through democratic processes, was the first country to put the rights of nature in the Constitution. Such a precious leap for all of humanity, to shift from the rights of corporations to the rights of nature and rights of Mother Earth. We have to maintain the integrity of those rights by maintaining the integrity of the earth and her ecosystems and the voices of indigenous people, and I would add, the voices of women. The old civilization cannot last. Worst, the damages the oil civilization is causing are killing today. I come from the beautiful mountains of the Himalaya. This year, because of climate change, with such heavy rainfall, we had flooding like we've never known. 20,000 people were washed away. Homes and fields were washed away. The most sacred land of India, the land of the sources of our sacred Ganges rivers, devastated. This is happening everywhere all the time. So we shouldn't look at oil only as the lubricant of a growth economy. We should look at it as an obsolete basis of an obsolete civilization. I would plead with Ecuador, for the sake of the future, for its leadership to the world, to not give up the beautiful, brilliant idea of Yasuni. I was asked to be an ambassador, and because I am in such deep love with our earth, to see the oldest ecosystems on the planet. By visiting Yasuni, I said I'll give my life for this. I would plead with the parliament, I would plead with the president to protect the idea of Yasuni. Don't give it up. The world needs another way. The world needs the path of Earth's democracy, away from an imperialist corporate dictatorship. The world needs to go from non-renewables to renewables. The world needs to go from creating property in life itself, the issue of intellectual property rights and patenting of seed that I have dedicated my last 30 years to sharing the seed as commons, defending the biodiversity that feeds us. Ecuador has put a GMO-free Ecuador in its constitution. Let that guide be the future. In any case, the GMO story is such a myth. The GMOs have not increased yields. They have not reduced chemicals. Worse, they have created super pests and super weeds, and all the promises of nutrition are also thousands of % less efficient than the ecological alternatives we had. Let us walk the path of a future for humanity, because we have only two paths to choose from. One that ends the life of the human species on this planet. We can see extinction in a livable future if we carry on in the destructive way, or a path of a rejuvenation of an earth democracy in co-creation and co-partnership with a generous, giving, abundant earth that has been with us forever. Ecuador should not give up its leadership. We are there to work with you for another future. And my sister, from the Daughters of the Corn,